Must be towards creating a new mind. When a new mind is created, it is as good as giving a new birth to everyone. When that new birth is given, he is born again for the second time. That is Dvijatvam, education, education. Gayatri Mantra falls into this category. It gives a new birth to you. It gives a new birth. It creates a new inner being and also the new outer being as a consequence of a new inner being created. The outer being is just a consequence of whatever new being, inner being is there. The inner being is the cause and the outer being is the effect. After all, the whole physical body belongs to this outer dimension of man. The whole physical body can be changed. It can be re-molded, re-manipulated if the inner forces are changed. So when the Vishwamitra coined this Gayatri Mantra, Vishwamitra is the sage who coined this Gayatri Mantra, who invented this Gayatri Mantra and presented to the mankind. For the great benefit that he did to the mankind, all the rishis in Krita Yuga, they assembled, they discussed upon this beautiful contribution of Vishwamitra to the mankind and made him one of the 7 great rishis in Indian mythology, in Indian tradition. He was accorded the position of one of the Sapta rishis. We have Sapta rishis who always assist the Supreme God in his creation. First the creation will come. We say Brahma has created. Soon after Brahma has created that, after all the other formalities are followed and when they are brought to some logical conclusion or logical stage, the creation of human beings will commence. A beautiful account of this is given in a nutshell in Taittiriya Upanishad. Atmava Akasha Sambhutaha. First, out of this Atman, Akasha, the ethereal matter will come. Atmava Akasha Sambhutaha. Akashad Vayuhu, Vayu Agnihi, Agne Apaha, Adhyah Pruthivi. From this ethereal matter, Akasha, air will come. From that, Agni will come. When air and Agni join together, water will come. Even today's chemistry is speaking about the same. Liquefaction of gases. Heat a gas and cool it, it will become liquid, it will become water. So heat, then Chakshu, eye, any colored object can be known only by looking at that. Anything that is colorless, eye has no application there. But for all those things that have got color, that bears some color, eye is the only device with which you can get some knowledge about that. So Chakshu, eye can give lot of information into the inner being of man. Tvak is skin, charma, Chakshu, eye, Tvak, Chakshu, Shrotru, you can hear so many things and get some knowledge. Oh, something is taking place. Some days ago, earthquake took place in Bay Area. I do not know whether San Diego was affected or not. For the first time in my life, I experienced what earthquake was. During my 50 years existence in India, I never experienced earthquake. We were all sitting in the evening, somewhere around 7:45 in the evening, and we were doing bhajans in one devotee's house in Santa Clara. Sada Yenna Naligiyali Varale Ramanama. This particular song we were singing. Ramanama was coming, undoubtedly. Along with Ramanama, something else also came. Especially for me, I had closed my eyes. And most of the times when bhajans are going on, being typical Hindus, Indians, we all will be engrossed in that. When we are singing Glory of Lord, it is in the very nature of us. All were engrossed. All of a sudden, we heard some sound. As though some 10-15 people suddenly rushed into the inner apartment of the house. All sturdy, strong people, weighty people. Suddenly, 20 people rush in rapidly into the house. What would be the type of the sound produced? How the first floor will be felt as though it is being shaken. We were in the first floor. We were all thinking, why these children are making so much disturbance today? Because it is an apartment. So many Indian houses are there, and every house has got 1 or 2 children. It's quite obvious. Sometimes whenever we are doing bhajans, sometimes they used to do. They would come and do some disturbance and afterwards they will go away. Sometimes they will sit and take part in bhajans. They are so impulsive children, naturally. So we were thinking, why? What happened to these children? With so much disturbance, they are rushing inside the house. Why? We were thinking, but one could make out it was not children, it was something else. Oh, Swamiji, earthquake, earthquake. So immediately we came to our senses. How we could make out? I did not see. Nose did not smell. Tongue did not taste earthquake. Skin did not touch earthquake. By sound we came to know that it was earthquake. So there are certain incidences. the knowledge about which can be had only by taking the assistance of your ear. So, Tvark, Chakshu, Shrotra, Jihva, tongue, Agrana, the nose. These are all Jnanendriyas, the senses that bring in knowledge into the being of man. They are Jnanendriyas. And Karmendriyas, they are other senses, 5 senses that do most important work in the psychophysical system of man. What are those? Vak, the mouth, not tongue, mouth, vak. We speak and so much work will be done. Karmendriya, vak. Pani, the hands. Vak, pani. Pada, the legs. Vak, pani, pada. Paya, upastha. These are the excretory organs. One is one excretory organ and the other one is the other excretory organ. Paya and upastha, Sanskrit terminology. Vak, pani, pada, paya, upastha. These 5 are the karmendriyas. 5 karmendriyas, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 pranas, prana, apana, vyana, udana, etc. 5 pranas, 15. And the remaining 4, the mind, most important agent inside. Mind has got 4 aspects and each aspect is considered an independent entity. For practical purposes, we never, merge one in the other. They are Manasu, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara in Sanskrit. We put them as Manas, the mind. When the inner, this psychology, this subtle body or mind, it is just engaged in simply saying, I want this, I don't want this. For what reason? It is not my business. You ask the intellect, you ask Buddhi. I want to go there, I don't want to go here. I want to invite that man, I don't want to invite this man. Manastu Sankalpa Vikalpana Vidvihe. That is how Acharya defines it in one of his Vedantic treatises. Manastu Sankalpa Vikalpana Vidvihe. That is mind which always engages itself in preparing this Sankalpa and Vikalpa. Sankalpa means I want, Vikalpa means I don't want. Children, normally children, subhuman species, they have only so much. Why? Children cannot know. Their brain is not so much developed. For subhuman species, that question does not arise at all. Manasu, Buddhi. When mind says I want, the intellect wants to know why. You can't go on saying whatever you want. I want to know the why factor for why you are not saying like that. This is intellect. It is again another aspect of mind itself. It is in the mind itself. When mind becomes sharpened, when mind becomes yavar, when it becomes stronger, it will develop remarkably this particular dimension. When the dimension is not developed, it is only mind. In plants, we have got only mind. The mind is not developed into intellect. After evolution, the plants will become animals. Unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms, students of science can know all these things. So when they become these zoological species or animal, when they belong to animal kingdom, a little of intellect will be developed in them. As the being evolves more and more on the scale of evolution, this intellect becomes a very predominant aspect of mind. There are certain human beings who, unless intellect justifies something, are not prepared to take any decision in life. They can't simply be whimsical, they can't be impulsive. Intellect must justify why certain thing is wanted. Then only they apply the mind for possessing the certain thing. Till then, mind is pushed to a corner. Only intellect is brought to the front line, and all importance is given to that only. So that is how we categorize men on the basis of how much of their intellect is evolved. This is people that can take real judgments, and it is such people whom we can rely upon. It is these people whom we can place in responsible positions. That is how the political hierarchies, all administrative machineries will have to be put up. Is this man simply whimsical? When Sugriva saw Ravana, when all the army of Rama had assembled there,